how's it going, YouTube, Facebook, anybody else, anywhere else I post this? Because there ain't no G Plus no more. I'll say that. It's August. This is my August video, just in case I don't ever do it. I don't do another one. Crazy fucking world we live in these days, isn't it? We got the whole world going mad over 2 shootings, right? One by a somewhat right-wing guy in El Paso, and because if you read his stuff, he's not the total white supremacist neo-Nazi this guy's supposed to be, right? You go find out more about it, and you'll find that he is not what the media is claiming. And then the Ohio guy, who the media isn't even fucking talking about, because he's a supporter of Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. So we can't talk about that guy. No, motives. Who the hell knows what his motives were? You know, he's one of the Antifa guys. Why would he go killing people? Anyway, so of course they're putting a big push on for guns and blah 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 blah. The same shit I've heard my whole fucking life, and that's why I continue to say, and just fuck them, right? And here's the thing: if you own it already, which most of you who follow me or are ever going to pay attention to this video already do, except for my friends overseas, right? If you own them already, you don't give them up, okay? If you don't own them already, you're a fucking fool. There you go. And it's just so hilarious anymore, just living in this world. And, I mean, a bunch of conservatives get together and go help clean up Baltimore because, you know, of the president's tweets, which A, never mentioned anybody's race, just called it a rat-infested fucking piece of shit place to live, run by Democrats, right? Never mentioned anybody other than Elijah Cummings, so just by mentioning this guy who's been there over 20 years and hasn't done shit for those fucking people other than line his fucking pockets, which, take a look at what's going on with the feds investigating his wife, and you'll understand why he's doing such a push and why he constantly calls the fucking president a racist, because they're investigating his fucking wife for stealing money. There you go. Right? It's just gotten to be crazy, you know? Some fucking Hollywood asshole thought it was going to be a good fucking idea to make a movie about killing deplorables. The liberal elites snatching up deplorables, taking them to a secret island, and hunting them down like, you know, the greatest game. Whatever the hell that movie was back way in the day, well, they've adapted it, right? So that's going on, and the liberals love that fucking flick because all they're doing is killing deplorables and rednecks and fucking people who are pro, you know, responsibility. Because that's pretty much what it's gotten to be, is you're either pro-responsibility or you're pro-giving up all your responsibility to the government. Right? From personal responsibility to being responsible for your fucking kids to being responsible for anything to do with in your life, your own fucking health, right? And you're no longer responsible for that. The government is responsible for that. So you've given up all your fucking responsibility. And now they're going to try and take the guns. But they've always been trying to take the guns, so nobody's surprised there. Right? Even though now politicians are calling for, you know, violence against people like me. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you, anybody who wants to be violent against people like me, expect violence back. Because I don't give a fuck about the law. I'm not a law-abiding citizen. Okay? I never claimed to be a law-abiding citizen. The whole time that I've been on YouTube, the whole fucking time that I've been alive and conscious enough to understand the distinction between the two, I have not been a law-abiding citizen. There you go. And I'm never going to be a law-abiding citizen. I carry my firearm with me everywhere there is not a metal detector. Okay? And I'll tell you something else. Here's something even funnier. You know what's even funnier? is I know I can continue to carry it because all I got to do is break out my walker or my fucking wheelchair because I'm old. While I'm not in as bad a physical shape as I was last year, I still have all the stuff. Shit, I still even have I had the handicap parking thing I needed. And it's still good till what, 2022? I think 2022. It's good. Do I use it? No, it's in my fucking truck. Do I use it when I go to Walmart? Absolutely not. Do I use it when I go to the grocery store? No. Do I use it when I go anywhere? No. I just don't use it. It's just here. You know, I probably could take it back to DMV, but why the fuck would I do that? Because one day when I drive up to Chicago, I might actually want to use it to get parked closer to something. Is that law abiding? Fuck no. That's fucking nihilistic and fucking narcissistic and, you know, against the law. And I don't give a fuck. I just don't give a fuck. And neither should you. Okay? Look, I've not been paying attention to what's going on in the world much, but you just can't help anymore. It gets shoved at you everywhere you go. Right? So I'm going to just continue to encourage you people to be outlaws. Fuck them. Do not call yourself a law-abiding citizen, because if you are, you're a fool. The laws are only meant to control you. Do you understand that? And how do you know this? Because the elites don't have to follow the law. Try and tell me they do. You know? If they get busted for fucking, let's say Elijah Cummings' wife gets nailed with fraud or whatever the hell it is, embezzlement, whatever it's going to be against the government. How much time do you think she's going to do compared to, say, if you did exactly the same fucking thing? How much time do you think you're going to be there compared to her? Well, let's look at the case of Jesse Jackson Jr. Okay? He embezzled a shit ton of money, right? When he was representing Chicago, right? This civil rights activist son who loves his people so much that he stole money from them. And how much did he get? Less than a year. Okay? The pedophile Wiener from New York, right? How much time did he get in jail for being a pedophile and for trying to hook up with a teenage girl? Well, they're trying to change that so guys like fucking, Wiener never get fucked with again. You know, they're trying to continually lower the age of consent, and they have, that's on their agenda. Look, city Americans hate rural Americans. It's just that simple. Us rural Americans, we think y'all are fucking idiots, but we don't hate you. We like you. Why? Because, like, around here, what do we do around here? Soy and corn and all that, right? So we make the food. I live in the breadbasket of America, right? The thing that helps feed America, right? Rural America. We feed you, the major cities of fucking America, and you hate us. And we just think you're crazy. Anyway, so I got a thought, and AHD, he suggested that maybe we should put the band back together for one last hoorah, right? Ooh, hoorah. Yeah, hoorah. Not anything else, just hoorah, right? So, here's the deal. If you guys come in, when whoever watched this goddamn video says, yeah, you guys want to hear Last Green Dragon, right? Here's going to be the lineup. Okay, it's going to be myself, of course, right? HDP, because especially he suggested it, and he was one of the first ever to watch him, right? Sonora Dares of Presper, if you ever watch this, you have a long-standing seat at the table because you were, again, one of the first to ever be in a Green Dragon. Anyway, that being said, I'm sure he's probably not going to come. But the people that I would like to speak to for the last hoorah, okay, are myself, HDP, Stinger, Reb, Tony, Tactical Tony, if he's still out there, and Third Op, Third Op, he doesn't really do videos anymore from what I understand. Every once in a while he'll pull one out of his ass, once, twice a year. And RTT, Matt, Winklejohn. Those are the people I'd like to speak to again. Now, will it delve into politics? I'm sure it will. But a lot of it's going to be, us talking about how we saw this coming and, how the world has gotten so much worse without exploding. Okay? And then we'll laugh and we'll cry and we'll fucking sing and dance for you and whatever. Only God knows how long it'll be. Right? But I'll tell you something. I have already talked to Third Op. Third Op's on board. I've talked to Reb. Reb's on board. I've talked to Stinger. Sting's on board. I already know HD is on board. Right? And it's going to be for a Sunday night because that's going to be the best time that Sean, Third Op, he's a third shift guy, so it could go all night long. Right? But it would be, but luckily he's in Indiana, so for you West Coast guys, all night long is a lot less time than what you guys have to deal with. So it would be, you'd be fine. Anyway, so those are the people that I'd like to speak to. Now, it's up to y'all, the audience, the people that watch us, the people that would, be in the chat room to go ahead. And I'm going to put this on both channels. I'm going to throw this on Mule Team, my channel, because that's the only one I really play with anymore. I still have 7 fucking channels that I don't do shit with because YouTube went fucking so south. Right? And I really don't have any other interests than politics and guns, and that's no longer allowed here on YouTube. Right? And so, there it is. Anyway, so, last hurrah before they close down the chats. It would either be not this Sunday, right? Because today's Thursday. That's a little bit of short notice. So, it would be the following Sunday. Not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. I would try and set it up for then. Right? And maybe we'd have a few more come in of the old Dragon guys, right? Because I'd really like to talk to G-Man, to the G. And some of the guys who held it up, right? Like Saints and Nuts. They could, we could have only 10 as far as I still know. And we could have people come in and out, because not everybody wants to stay the whole fucking time. So, but some of those old members of the Green Dragon, and who kept it up towards the end. Look, it was Tony, it was G, it was Saints, and it was Quasar. They were basically holding up the mantle towards the end. So they're all invited as well. But I've told you the originals that I want to bring in, and the ones that helped it grow as much as it did before I fucking killed it off because, I'm a loudmouth, opinionated asshole. And, we'll see what we do. We'll see if you guys want us to do it, If you do, yeah. If you don't, I'm probably going to fucking try and do it anyway. Because I haven't gotten a chance to talk to these guys in a long time. And I need some of their phone numbers. Because even though we're spread out all across this great nation of ours that may one day be balkanized and not be this great nation any longer, right? I still would like to know people in places that I want to go. And as my kids get older, and as my grandkids become older, I would like to be, and as I'm working my way towards retirement, which is never going to fucking happen, but it's going to be freer for us to go on vacation with just me and my wife. So I'd like to go visit some of these guys. They were friends. We became friends over the internet. And that's such a rare thing. And I still really do want to be able to sit down and have a beer with some of these people, right? I've been lucky enough to have it with Sting. I've been lucky enough to have it with a few people from the internet, like G-Webs, right? G-Webs, you're welcome too if you ever watch this video. But, you got your own thing going, and, like I said, I really don't pay much attention to that shit anymore. So, and you'd be welcome as well. As so would Yankee Marshall and fucking anybody else who's ever been on. If you want to come in and you want to, we could do a marathon thing and just have people drop in, say hi, bye. Because I'm more than likely going to shut the fucking channel down after that. Because nobody's done shit on it for as long as we have, right? And yet I continually keep getting emails from Facebook on how each of these are getting banned. Each of these are, each of my videos have strikes against them or have fucking copyright strikes or whatever. Don't do blah, blah, blah. People are bitching, flagging, blah. Now most of them are age restricted, blah, 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 right? So the channel's been up for as long as it has. It was a fun time while it lasted. It would be nice to be able to leave that stuff up as an archive, but if I want to be able to keep my personal channel up for an archive for my grandkids to see, the fucking 5 years of fun we had at one point, it's probably going to have to go. It's a shame. It's a shame of what America's turned into and how fast it has. And the funniest thing about this whole thing, and here's a thought for you that I'm going to leave you on. Has the internet really been a good thing for America? We invented the fucking thing, right? We as in the country, people in the country, did it for underpaid. They were paid to do it for the military, the American military, right? And the America, we being the nation that we are, dumbasses that we are in a lot of ways, right? We said, oh, this would be cool for everybody and the world. Let's give it to them. How's that worked out for us? It's amazing how in these phones and these computers and everywhere you go, you have more knowledge than the accumulation of the world before 1970, let's say, because this whole thing started in the 60s, right? So before somebody started designing the internet and working hard on computers, you now have in your hand, in your smartphone, in your laptop, in your whatever device you use, the accumulated knowledge of human history. And yet we are the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet that have ever existed. Because most people today just don't want they don't want the information that's going to contradict what they feel. And America, Western Europe, we all used to deal with logic, right? Logic and the rule of law. But now it's just about the feels. Anyway, there you go. Has the internet helped us out? I don't think so. I think America's gotten stupider, the world's gotten stupider. Maybe people in Bangladesh are smarter because of it. Maybe people in the darkest reaches of Africa are now getting the kind of educations that they could, which is awesome to hear. Right? But I know here in America, we had things called public libraries, right? Where the accumulation of the world's knowledge was there, or they could get it for you within a reasonable amount of time. And they're they're homeless shelters now. And they don't have books. If they do have books, they're fucking paperback novels and periodicals that are going away too, because most of those things have crashed and burned and bankrupted themselves. So, I don't know how long this video is. I don't care. I'm done. Have a nice day. Stock up, team up, train up, right? Because the shit that's coming down. And make sure it's small. Make sure your train up and team up are small. Because think of those red flag laws, right? The red flag laws that everybody, including somebody who I was admiring, but he's still a politician, Crenshaw. These fucking retards think are going to be a great thing. All you got to do is look at Facebook, right? And look at Google, right? Google's going to shut down Crenshaw one of these, have already probably, a tweet or some shit. And on Facebook, who do you think fucking reports you to Facebook about you saying something that they felt triggered or they were offended by? And then Facebook puts you in Facebook jail. Those same fucking people, those are the ones that are going to call on your guns. Think about that. Think about that to all you guys here who have gun videos. What do people who don't like you, because no matter how good of a guy, you're an asshole in somebody's story. So think about this. The people that don't like you, who can call on you if these red flag laws go into place. Somebody from across the country. Go outlaw people. You're not law-abiding citizens. Not if you're smart.